Hey, what's up everybody? This is Daxon here with Weaver Family Farms. Today in this video I kind of want to go over a few things so far as when you have a new litter of puppies all the way until they're ready to go to their new homes, or if you're keeping them or whatever you're deciding to do. There's certain things you need to do that's not only the right thing to do for the puppy, but also it'll make sure that your puppies are healthy when they go to their new homes, or healthy from being a puppy on. Now, your puppies get lots of important nutrients just from their mother's milk. So they get a lot of that. So there's not really a whole lot you need to do for about the first 4 to 6 weeks of your puppies being born. That's when you need to step in. You're going to start deworming. You're going to start doing the vaccines and different types of treatments to help with your dogs. So I'm going to go over a few things so far as what I recommend now. Right now it's December 17th, 2018. Kind of what I recommend when, and I've kind of taken this information from so many sources and from the experience that we have so far as keeping your puppies healthy during the one of the most important times in their life. Really the entire first years when they need to grow properly and everything. So I'm going to go over a few of those things. So let me go ahead and open up this image here. The first thing is, when should I worm a puppy or deworm a puppy, and what should I use and things like that. What I recommend, I'm a firm believer in Panicure. Now, it's actually sold as an equine dewormer for horses and things like that. Also, there is Panicure that you can buy in a little bitty pouch, but that little bitty pouch that'll treat your dog, your one dog one time, literally costs the same. This tube right now is about $12, and this would treat like I'm not sure how much off the top of my head. It'll treat a lot of dogs, or probably, I don't know, 15 or 20 puppies, smaller size puppies, small breed puppies, with one tube of this. So this is your best bet, and I'm a firm believer in this because a couple years ago I had a dog. His name is Taz. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he got really lethargic, wasn't eating, just looked like death, honestly. And it was horrible. It just happened within 24 to 48 hours, how quickly. And it ended up being hookworms, if I remember right. And Panicure was what the vet gave us. And it ended up taking care of those hookworms in Taz. And he bounced back in about 48 hours and was perfectly fine, like nothing ever happened. So ever since then, Panicure is my go-to thing. Now, some vets will recommend you alternate your deworming medicine every other time you do it. That way, so the worms doesn't build a tolerance to a certain kind of worms, or excuse me, not to a certain kind of worms. So the worms don't build a tolerance to the deworming medicine that you're using. But I do recommend Panicure. Now, when we start using Panicure, we give Panicure between puppies being 6 to 8 weeks old. And it is a 3-day wormer. Sometimes some people will do 5 days. And that is going to kind of depend on the size of the puppy. Now, for a little puppy that weighs about 5 pounds, we're going to give them about 2 cc's for 3 days in a row. And then we also recommend you deworming your puppy at 8 to 10 weeks of age as well. This is very important. This is one of the cheapest things that you can do to help ensure you have a healthy puppy. Now, this isn't cheap, adding up over time through different puppies. You shouldn't expect cheap with anything that is a life. You shouldn't play around with a life of any kind, whether it's a human, a dog, whatever it is. It is a life, so it needs to be taken care of in that matter. So once again, 6 to 8 weeks and 8 to 10 weeks is when we will deworm for 3 days in a row. Sorry, I keep saying worm. A lot of people I hear say, you're going to worm a dog. Really, it means you're going to deworm the dog. And then from then on out, like I said, I do recommend you deworming your dog every 3 to 6 months, and you can alternate your wormers for the reason that I mentioned earlier in the video. Now, the next thing is, this is called DAPPV. It's a 5-way vaccine. And you can see here, all the different things that helps. Parainfluenza, parvovirus. You know, parvo is a big deal. You definitely want to make sure that your dog is covered for parvo, because that is deadly and almost always will kill your dog. Now, there is some that can recover from it from pretty expensive and proper treatment if you catch it quickly, but why do that when you can give them a vaccine? These don't cost too much. Once again, depending on your area, anywhere between $125 to $400 a tray. I've seen it both ways. It's crazy the difference in price when it all comes from the same place. This is the exact set we use. If you've never done this before or not familiar with this, please go to your vet, because you are going to have to use syringes and needles. But basically, you take, there's a liquid in here. It's the sterile stuff. You'll suck it up into your needle, inject it down into this, which is actually the vaccine, into the powder. You'll kind of shake it up, mix it around, and you'll suck it back into your syringe, and that is when you'll give it into typically the neck of your dog. And we do that also the same times as when we deworm the dogs, which is between 6 and 8 weeks, and then between 8 and 10 weeks. So at about 6 weeks of age you can do it, and then at about 10 weeks of age you can do it again. And it doesn't hurt to also revaccinate your dog with 5-way or 7-way vaccines every 1 to 2 years. Once again, you can check with your vet upon their recommendation, but that's what we do, is 1 to 2 years, through your dog's entire life. One more thing that some breeders use and some don't, this is Albon. Now, if you are familiar at all with coccidia, any dog that is on the ground can get coccidia. Coccidia can cause all types of diarrhea. It can cause vomiting, soft stools, your dog not really gaining the weight that the puppy should. This is something we also give at the same time when we deworm our dogs and do vaccines between the 6 and 8 week mark and the 8 and 10 week mark. You do give this to your puppy. We give the dosage is about the same as the Panicure. For a 5-pound puppy, we normally do about 1.5 to 2 cc's, and you do normally want to do this for 5 days in a row. However, 3 is fine. So this is really good because any dog can get coccidia. Some dogs, really from what I have read through science and things like that, almost every dog has it in some way, shape, or form if they've ever been on the ground, which I hope your dog has been on the ground in some time in his or her life. Some dogs' bodies react to coccidia differently, and also depending on how bad the coccidia is, it can cause severe diarrhea, and some dogs handle it fine. You'll never even know it till a vet does some type of test on them. They're like, hey, your dog has coccidia, we need to treat this, we don't need to treat this, and things like that. So that's pretty much it for this video. I think what I was going to go over is all the different things you go through with your puppies. And then as your puppy starts getting older, of course, there's a big one here. It's the rabies vaccine. You'll give your dog the rabies vaccine. Only a vet can get that. It's not a vaccine that you can buy yourself. We give the rabies vaccine between 12 and 16 weeks of age. And we'll also do another 5-way vaccine at about 16 weeks of age. You can really get that done at the same time you take your puppy to get the rabies vaccines. Then to keep on getting the rabies vaccines, you can have the rabies vaccine given to your dog every 1 to 3 years, and so on. So pretty much deworming your dog every 3 to 6 months, rabies vaccine every 1 to 3 years, and then some type of 5-way vaccine every 1 to 2 years. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you found this helpful at all, please thumbs up this video. If you have any questions at all, I'd be more than happy to answer to the best of my ability. If you're here on YouTube watching this video, leave a comment below, and I'll answer it as soon as possible. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoy videos like this. Also, don't forget to check out our website, weaverfamilyfarms.com. Link will be in the description of this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.